Hey guys, it's Dandelion. So in this video I will show you guys how to obtain a lot of mounts in a fast and easy way. The mounts in this video are mostly a guaranteed drop or they are just cheap to buy. Now there are a lot more mounts which take a little more time to get, but that could be another video on its own. Now if you guys like that, just let me know in the comment section below and I'll make a video about that. So yeah, let's get started. Let's start with the faction mounts. Now there are 47 mounts you can get from this, which is a lot. I'll be talking about alliance factions, but it's basically the same thing for horde, so don't worry about it. Most people will probably already have all these mounts, but for those that don't, what you have to do is get exalted with the faction that you want to buy the mounts from. However, if you are for example a human, you don't have to be exalted with Stormwind to buy your mounts. All you have to do is just go to level 40 and you can buy it. Now the fastest way to be able to buy these mounts is by making a trial character as the race where you want to buy the mounts from. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can always just go to the quartermaster and buy the tabard that represents their city and spam Mackinac. That way you will be exalted within an hour. Next up we have vendor mounts. So there are a couple of vendors around in World of Warcraft which sell you mounts. Where I'm standing now is the Griffin vendor in Stormwind, and he sells me 7 Griffins for around 80 gold each, which is very cheap. Now if you are playing on Horde, then it will be a Wyvern vendor somewhere in Orgrimmar instead. So next up is the vendor in Dalaran. Now she sells around 11 mounts, and some of them are very cheap, some of them are expensive if you don't have a lot of gold. The reason why this Traveler's Tundra Mammoth is so expensive is because this one gives you 2 fenders on your mount, so you can always repair whenever you can mount up, so that's nice to have. Now you can reduce the price of this mount by becoming exalted with the Kirintor, and if you are a goblin it will be around 14k. So from Dalaran we are going to Kunlai Summit, which is located in Mist of Pandaria, and there you will find this vendor which sells yaks. Now he sells 2 yaks for around 3k each, which is doable for everyone, but he also sells a mount which is 120k. Now I'm not going to tell you to buy this one too, but if you have the money for it, then it's just another mount you can get. And the thing that makes this mount unique is basically its transmogrification center right on top of your own mount. So now we are going to the last vendor. Now this is the guild vendor and he sells you 4 mounts. But the thing is, your guild has to do certain achievements before you are able to buy it. So what you can do is just go to the vendor, talk to him and look up if you can buy any of these mounts. Now if you can't, then either you are not exalted or your guild has not completed these achievements. Now if you want to get these mounts, go on an alt, join another guild, or if you are already thinking about leaving the guild, just leave, find a guild that already has these mounts and just buy them. And that's how you get 4 more mounts in an easy way. So next up are 6 more mounts you can get with Marks of Honor. Now all you have to do for this is just play battlegrounds or arenas, that's all there is to it. Now each mount costs around 15 Marks of Honor, which is easy to farm. And there are 5 mounts you can buy in each capital city, so you can buy 5 mounts in Stormwind and 5 mounts in Orgrimmar if you are on Horde. Now there's also another mount which you can get, and this one is located in Wintergrasp. Now whenever your faction is controlling Wintergrasp, you can go there and you can buy a Mammoth for 15 Marks of Honor too. For the Riddler's Mindworm and the Phaeton Dweller, I'll have a link in the description below, because if I'm going to explain to you what you should be doing for these 2 mounts, this video will be over an hour long. However, these quests don't take a long time to do, so just go to the link in the description below and just follow this guide and you'll have your mount. Now just a side note for the Phaeton Dweller, if you are going to do this quest, then there's a chance you either get a pet or you get this mount. But if you are going to get your pet this week, you'll have your mount next week. It's basically a world quest that's on a cycle, which only unlocks whenever you have done this quest line, so don't worry about it. So next up I'm going to talk about dungeon and raid mounts. All these mounts have a guaranteed drop and are very easy to do. So the first 2 that I'm going to talk about come from the Obsidian Sanctum. Now what you want to do for the Black Drake is turn it on 10-man mode, go in, run straight to the boss and just kill it. And that way you will get your Black Drake. Now after you've done that, you'll be locked out for a week, so you can just come back on an alt, turn it on 25-man instead, and just kill the boss again and you'll have your Twilight Drake. It's very simple to do. So next up are the Ironbound and the Rusted Proto Drake mounts. Now you can get those mounts by just running through Ulduar once, I made a guide video on that, which takes like 10 minutes to watch. It's very easy to do, and you'll have these 2 mounts within 30 minutes or something. So next up is the Bronze Drake. It's a guaranteed drop from a certain mob that you have to kill within the time limit. Now don't worry about the time limit, you will probably be done within like 6-7 minutes. So what you want to do is, whenever you enter this dungeon, you want to talk to Chromie. Now Chromie gives you either a quest or she will teleport you instantly. Now if you have never been here, she will give you a quest which takes around 2 minutes, so don't worry about that. If you have been here, she will teleport you straight up to the city, and whenever you enter the city, you have to clear these 10 waves of Scourge. There will be these white flags marked on your minimap. Now what you're going to do is just go to these white flags, kill the mobs there, and basically that's how you clear 1 wave. Now after you have cleared 10 waves, you have to talk to Arthas. Now whenever you have talked to Arthas, you have to follow and defend him for some time. Basically after you have killed Chronoloord, you don't have to talk with him anymore, so you just follow him downstairs. Now it's up to you if you want to talk to him and just keep following him, or just run straight ahead. Now what I would suggest is that you just keep running straight ahead, and instead of going to the right, wherever the last boss is, you just keep running straight ahead. And there you will find this mob, and you just kill it, and that's how you get your Bronze Drake. So next up is another mount which is a guaranteed drop, and it's the Amani Battle Bear. This one drops in Zulaman. You just have to go in, kill 4 bosses, and you will get your mount. The way you're going to do this is kill Nalurak, Janalai, and Akilzun first. It doesn't matter which of these 3 you kill first, or second or third, it doesn't matter. As long as you keep Halazi as the last one alive. Now whenever you have killed Nalurak, Janalai, and Akilzun, you are going to Halazi. After you have killed Halazi, there's this prisoner in the cage called Kasha. Now you just want to go talk to her, and she will go out of her cage, and she will just start damaging faces and running around, and yeah, she's just going to do that. One of these faces will drop a bag. Whenever you click on that bag, you will have your mount, and that's basically all there is to it. So next up are the Kiraji battle tanks. Now there are 4 colors. The only one that's hard to get is the red one, and whenever you get the red one, you will also get an achievement. Now what you can do here is enter on Kiraj and keep killing these mobs, and once you've killed them, you can just run out and reset the instance and just go back in. If you don't want to do that, you can just run this whole raid. There are a lot of mobs here, so you have a very high chance of getting them all. So now I just want to mention 3 other ways that you can get a couple of mounts. One of these things is your barn and your garrison. So what you're going to do is build your barn. That way you'll get these dailies, I think, and you are just going to train your own animal, and whenever you have trained them to the full potential, I guess, they will become your mount. Now I haven't done this because, well, I didn't want to bother with it. I find it quite boring, so I didn't do it. However, if you want to do it, I have a link in the description below, and that will basically tell you what you should be doing. Another great way to get more mounts is by doing time walking. Now I hate time walking because I have around 5,000 attempts on the infinite time waster already, and I still don't have it. What you want to do basically is do 1 dungeon, and whenever you have completed your first time walking dungeon, you will get 500 badges. What you can do with these badges is go to the time walking vendor, and there you can buy certain commendations for different factions. Now that way you can look up which mount you want from a certain faction, and you can just buy the commendations for it. Now the best thing about these commendations is that they are account bound, so if you have multiple alts, you can just keep running 1 dungeon on them, 1 time walking dungeon, and you can just send all these commendations to your main character. And that way you'll get exalted very fast, and you will be able to buy more mounts. Now the last method that I'll be talking about here is the auction house. So what you're going to do is just go to the auction house and look which mounts there are on it. Now what you can do here is buy a lot of mounts, but most of these mounts are just very expensive. If you have the money for it, then it's a great way to get more mounts. But if you don't have a lot of money, you might want to look at some of these lower priced mounts, because there are some mounts that are very cheap. For example, this Gar Nighthall and this Goldfish Gromlang. They are very cheap to buy, and basically it's just more worth it to buy them from the auction house than go to their spawn place and try to kill them, especially if you are on a highly populated server. So yeah, that's basically all I have for you guys today. If you want me to make another video on mounts that are harder to get, just let me know in the comment section below. Now if you guys like this video and it helped you on filling out your mount journal even more, then don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.